Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 7 kiddos. Our oldest is 8th grade and our youngest is 2. I wanted to do an update on a curriculum piece that we have not used before. This is for the Good and the Beautiful, the level or 8th grade, level 8 language arts. So backing up, before this school year began, I kind of looked into that. I made sure that this particular piece of curriculum from them was going to be enough for my 8th grader. We have used the Good and the Beautiful language arts for maybe, is it 3 years? 3 years maybe. And up to 7th grade, it's your normal course book with your, the teacher guide if you need it, and whatever else is included in there. They're typically all pretty much laid out the same up till 7th grade. And then from there, it flips over to book studies. And I wasn't sure, I didn't just want him to be reading and answering questions and that was it. I wanted it still to have some of that grammar in it, but maybe not as heavily, maybe more geared towards reading and comprehension and some writing, etc. So I wanted to give an update on this. So I just took the one that actually he just finished. There are 3 of these that it comes with. I will link the flip through that I did on what it all comes with. But there are 3 of these book studies. And then there are 4 books total that it comes with as well that you use obviously in conjunction with. So this is the first one that he decided to do. This is Wild Like the Foxes. And it says on the front everything that is kind of enhanced in each one of these book studies. So in this one, there's writing, spelling, grammar, usage, and punctuation, geography, literature, and art. Each one, as I kind of flip through, each one is a little bit more heavily based in certain areas. I feel like this particular one had a little bit more of the art that maybe the others didn't. I think the other book studies do have art, but this one I feel like every time I turned around, he was asking questions about an art assignment. So, and these are not easy art assignments either that they mix into this curriculum. It is, let me see if I can find it, a lot of, so like, he just did it not that long ago. Okay, so here it is. So this was a painting of the Northern Lights. So what he did was, that was the geography part, read about the Northern Lights, and then actually had a kind of step-by-step art assignment. And it is supposed to look like that. Now, if your child is not typically an artsy person, or I don't want to say doesn't like art, because not that, but maybe isn't art inclined, or maybe doesn't go and maybe they don't like to focus on the art aspect of the curriculum, then they might not have a super fun time with it. I know this was a little bit frustrating for him because it's kind of hard. And I feel like their art pieces or their art assignments, in whether it be language arts or handwriting even, I feel like it's very, it's not like super beginnerish. Maybe like the language arts for the younger kids, but even then sometimes it's like a little, they push you with this art stuff. So there is no lack of art in these, mixed into with these curriculums. But that was what it was. I have some kids that like art. They all like art. I don't want to say they don't like art. I have some that are like really into it and some that kind of like, I'll do it. I like it. It's fun, but it's not always going to turn out like, this. So that was a little bit frustrating for him, but he did it and he's okay. He's not a super perfectionist, so it's like he finished it and that was it, and that was the end of it. I have some kids that are the complete opposite. Okay, my main thing with this that I am trying to kind of figure out is that, so each one, this is 19 lessons. So if you do one a day, you're finished pretty quickly, unless you split this up. So for example, here's lesson 17. It has a geography section here, and then it has a reading section, and then it has a writing section, and then it goes on to 18. So a couple different ways that you could approach this curriculum, which I didn't really think about because I don't know, I just wasn't thinking about the timing of everything and how long each one of these would actually take, and there's only 3. And they each have about the same number of lessons. So a couple of different ways that you could go about this would be to separate each lesson. So you could say, to shorten your each of your lessons, or to shorten each day's worth of a lesson, you could split that up. You could say, okay, geography, that might only take 15-20 minutes. Geography one day, then you go on to the writing, then you go on to the next piece. Spelling part. You could do it that way. I probably, after him finishing this one so quickly, and we've only been doing school like, a month? Yeah. So I think I am going to just have him do it 2 to 3 days a week. At least that will stretch it out. Now, when I get to the end of that and he is done, which he probably will still finish early, I'm going to figure that out. I am going to look and kind of research different things that he can do in place of. I'm not just going to have him finish language arts and then that's it. Like then nothing else. I'm going to have to add some stuff onto that. I don't know why they made it so short. I don't know, but I just didn't think about that before. So I think that's what I'm probably going to do is just tell him 2 to 3 days a week. And that's kind of what he started to do. This says here, each book study has a different number of lessons. Each lesson takes an average of 25 to 35 minutes to complete. It is recommended that students doing book studies for their sole language art instructions do 1 to 2 lessons or more per day. So, do what you want with it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I am not going to finish this and then push him onto high school language arts. I'm not going to do that yet. I have said in plenty of videos, I am not skipping things. I'm not going to the next grade when they finish one early. They will stay on track. I'm not, just because they finish one curriculum, I'm not simply just going straight on to the next level. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update if you have not done this, or if you are thinking about this curriculum. This is a very good curriculum. He has done really well with it. It is simple enough that he can obviously do on his own. If he has questions, he asks me, and that's it. But he has done really well with it. I am not a huge language arts fan, so a lot of the questions that he asked me, if he asked me anything, I have to look it up. I do not do well with language arts. That is grammar, like the sentence, what is it, dictation or sentence? What do they call it? I don't even know what they call it now. I can't stand it, to be honest. And so a lot of the questions I have to look up, but he has done very, very well with it. I highly recommend it. It is, like I said, it gives you the reading, it gives you the comprehension, it gives you all of this stuff mixed into it. So that totally, crushed any fear that I had of it not being enough. The only downside to it is that it is short. So once he is done with these 3 books, he did start on the second book, but I'm going to have him go a little slower. So if he finishes earlier than his siblings, then that's fine. His math usually takes a little bit longer, and I can probably use that time to just throw in the extras, maybe that I'm doing specifically for him or with him, and just more of the one-on-one time, which is totally fine too. So let me know if you have any questions about this curriculum, and if you have used it already, what you did when they finished earlier. If there's any particular pieces or workbooks or anything like that that you had them do in place of their language arts course. So, all right, guys, let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.